Hello, everyone. My name is Jamie. You might know me as Image. I'm imaje from SuperStar, SM, JYP, Pledis, even though that's not going to be around for much longer. STARSHIP, WOOLLIM, YG, FNC, all that good stuff. I play all of those games, and I'm here to talk about the Seollal event stuff for 2021, and that's gonna be called the Flying Kites with the White Calf. So it's, the same kind of like you do stuff, you get stuff, you trade in that stuff to get more stuff, and you should end up with, better things that are better than what you started with. So the thing is that when you look at these, it's just numbers everywhere. So you don't really know what those numbers mean. So I kind of did math and all that kind of good stuff to try to make things a little bit more easier to understand what you need to do. So, yeah, here we go. So for, you got red kites, yellow kites, and blue kites. So then red kites is just spending stuff, that's RP and diamonds. Yellow kites is playing songs, so that's normal hard mode, and you get a little bit of extra if you do 3 stars. And then blue kites has to do with obtaining cards and upgrading cards. But this time around, the obtaining cards is kind of sucks, because it doesn't matter if you get A card, S card, or R card. Even if you get the most, the highest value of R card that exists in the game, you're still only gonna get 3 points for that. So most of the points you're going to be getting from those is probably going to have to do with, you're going to have to upgrade. So anyways, here are the rewards real quick. So you got, R cards or R selectors if you have SM and JYP. Then you have premium card packs, power up cards, some RP and power. Yeah, there's nothing like fancy. You don't get like a huge diamond reward here. You don't get any like limited edition cards. Or if you're playing GFRIEND, then I forgot to say GFRIEND in the beginning. Anyways, so if you or GFRIEND, you don't have any prism cards. So I think this one would be the GFRIEND one. I don't know. Yeah, this one's the GFRIEND. There's no prism cards anywhere. It's kind of just boring. Hey, cards are cards. So, yeah. This is not like something that you must get every single reward for. These are just like, hey, if you're doing your normal stuff, like, hey, you want to upgrade some cards, you want to bring up some limited edition cards, then you get some extra stuff on top of that. But this is not like a solely, I play this game, I'll do the Seollal event, I'll get a bunch of stuff for my efforts. Because I think overall, what you're going to get back is a lot less compared to what you're putting in. Yeah. Anyways, time for the numbers. So here's like everything. Here, this is all the rewards on the left, and then for SM, JYP, STARSHIP, and WOOLLIM. Oh, there's also GFRIEND. Cool. I was forgetting a game. Anyways, just do that real quick. Okay, so that means for these games, they're all gonna have the same kite cost, because they're all like a little bit older compared to the 2 new games. So the only real difference between the amount of kites that it costs to trade in for these rewards is that YG and FNC have slightly less yellow kites, so they don't have to do as many plays, and then they also have slightly less blue kites, so that means they don't have to upgrade as many cards or obtain as many cards. But the difference is kind of slight, but we'll get into that. Yeah, overall the rewards, it looks kind of sad, honestly. Like at most you'll get 75,000 RP. So what is that supposed to mean? That just means that when you spend 560,000 RP, you're only gonna get back 75,000 of that for the red kites, unless you like spend diamonds. But then you're gonna get diamonds as a reward at the end if you collect 2,000 kites. So yeah, it's like your resources aren't gonna go through the roof. If anything, you're just gonna get a whole bunch of more cards, and most of it, this is basically just like focusing on upgrading. You're not gonna like get, hey, after this event I got 1 million RP. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna like cancel each other out a lot. At most, you're gonna get higher fodder cards, higher quality cards, and I guess some power-up cards, but overall it's not going to be like your life has changed because of this event. Okay. So to break it down, let's see. So for the red kites, for both games, they have the equal amount of red kites necessary to get all these recipes. So this is going to be 560,000 RP cost to get all these red kites, and that's at a maximum. So that means you can, you know, spend some diamonds and reach that a little bit earlier. But if you choose to not spend any diamonds at all whatsoever, then it's going to be 560,000 RP. For yellow kites, it's hard mode plays. It's going to be the best way of managing your time in order to get yellow kites. So hard mode, 3-star clears. Each play will give you 8 points, well 8 kites if you get 3 stars. So that'll be 85 on the first 5 games, and then for YG and FNC, it's going to be 77.5. So like the and a half is kind of weird. But there's also a Seollal rally. Let me just do. There's also going to be a Seollal rally event, which looks like this. This one is YG's. So this one includes normal mode 3 stars with 0 goods, obtaining cards from B through S, and then power-ups for B cards or A cards and above. So all of these are like things you can do in between to help, you know, it's smaller goals to do while having stuff and it does stuff in the background to help you work towards your kites. So like if you were to do all these normal song clears, so that's 7 of them. If you do all of these on the first try, so you do a normal mode 3 stars 0 goods on the first try, then for both games you're gonna get 168 yellow kites for both weeks 1 and 2. So that's going to be 28 total plays on normal mode and 3 stars, and that's going to give you 168 kites. So that means for SM through GFRIEND, it's going to bring you down to only 64 hard mode 3 stars. And then for YG and FNC, it's going to bring you down to only 56.5 hard mode 3 stars. If you take into account, like, you know, maybe you'll have some of the limited edition events that you can do some song clears for, then, you know, bring down the numbers. You can take into account like weekly leagues or playing for song bonuses that also bring down the numbers a little, but it's still gonna be like a good amount of time, probably like an hour for a game if you just play nonstop. Is it gonna be an hour? It's gonna be like 2 hours, yeah. Not counting if it's gonna be like only 2 hours dedicated solely to getting kites of gameplay. Now for the blue kites is a lot more weird, because whenever you open a premium card pack, then you're going to have some points, but only through the A through R card grades. That means all the B cards that you get aren't gonna be worth anything until you use them to upgrade them to A, and then you'll get 5 points. But basically, opening all these premium card packs won't necessarily like give you the major boost in points. It's just supposed to supply you with fodder to work towards like finishing off the kites. So there's if you can open 297 A+ grade cards, or you can do 178 A upgrades for SM through GFRIEND, and then for YG and FNC there's gonna be 278 A through R cards, and then 166 A upgrades. Like, the numbers are still pretty big. It's not that much different. I don't think it'll be too hard to reach if you play a decent amount, and then you log in every day for like attendance and everything. You do daily and weekly missions to get A cards and such and so, but it is gonna take a while, basically. And yeah, so which order should you do it in? Yeah, so personally I think that doing the second one first is better, because when you clear, you know, once you do the 190 points worth of song clears or 150 points worth of song clears, then you can get a PCP 30 and a PCP 10, and then those would give you enough cards to help you work towards the overall highest prize, which is the R selector or R card plus PCP 30 and then 100% power up card. But yeah, there's not too much difference between these two, because in order for you to get up to the R selector, to the R selector or R card reward, you still have to get like another 100 or 170 more points on top of that. So then A cards, that's like 20 A cards you have to upgrade around there, or you have to open 33. You have to open like 33 A cards to get up there. It's probably going to be a mix of both to get that 100 points extra on your first run, but yeah, I don't think there's a wrong first choice, but generally if you want to finish this event by clearing every single reward, then you have to go from top to bottom, because the rewards you get from the top recipes will help you, and once you open them, it'll help you get more kites in order to work towards the rest of them. So just going from the hardest to the easiest is the best way to clear everything. And the total amount of kites you'll get from SM through JYP is going to be 2,130. For YG through FNC is going to be 2,010. So the diamond reward at the bottom of the event here, you can't really see that. I'll have that like pop open at the bottom. So the diamond rewards, it needs you to have, it requires you to have 200 of the it requires you to have 2,000 of the kites total, and if you go for all the recipes, you'll probably get there. In my opinion, just like looking at stuff, either if you play a lot, you'll probably reach that without like claiming all the recipes first, but if you don't play a lot, you'll probably spend a lot, because it only requires you to spend 560,000 RP. You're probably gonna spend that much, and if you're trying to get like an LE chance from a normal card pack, or you can reach that by like buying limited edition cards, and then every 10 diamonds is worth 1 point. So like if you spend 150 diamonds, that's 150 points. Wait, no, it's 15 points. 150 diamonds is 15 points, yeah. So then obviously you want to spend RP over spending diamonds in order to get it, but you'll probably spend both if you're going for limited edition cards, and so you'll probably reach there sooner if you spend enough diamonds. All I'm trying to say is that you'll probably go over the required amount of either red kites or yellow kites. So that's spending resources or doing song plays, as opposed to getting blue kites, because blue kites are going to be the one limiting factor for this entire event. One thing I will say is that since Seollal is a 2-week event, there's also an event to, let's see, let me see if I can pull it up. There's also a login event here. It's kind of hard to see. One sec. There's also, where is it? There's a login event. Come on, zoom out. There's a login event here, and then as you can see, it spans for 2 weeks, across 2 weeks in the game. So on 2/11, 2/12, and 2/13, those are the Seollal days. Most likely, if there's going to be a power-up chant, it's going to be either on Seollal, February 12th all day, or it's going to be across these 3 days. That's so then that's going to be like 3 days of PUC, stuff like that, you know? So all of these events, you can like kind of plan out ahead for, hey, this might happen, that might happen, that kind of stuff. So I think that's pretty much everything. It's just it's not something you should be focusing on besides the upgrading B cards into A, because most of the stuff you'll be able to complete by doing like the solo rally missions, or by doing doing your LE theme stuff, or doing just your generic everyday routine of playing the game. So yeah, there's nothing to be like too confused over. It's just go from top of the list to the bottom, and everything else should fall into place, and most likely you'll be able to reach that 2,000 kites in order to get your 500 diamonds. So that's pretty much everything. Just looking for PUC and this is kind of like a shorter video because there's not that much to talk about besides stumbling over my own words. So if you made it here to the end, thank you, and subscribe to my YouTube channel because I think around 9% of my viewers are subscribed. So if you watch and you hear and you like what I do, then subscribe. You can also see me do some song plays for harder songs as well. And follow my Instagram, which is ssrg.image. And there's also the Reddit and Discord stuff. So for the SuperStar Rhythm games. So I also help moderate the Reddit and Discord server we have. Links to the Discord server will be in the description. For the subreddits, you know, just depending on which game you play, just do reddit.com/r/SuperStar SMTOWN or SuperStar YG, stuff like that, to get the game that you want. And then all the stuff here are from the Discord server, but it's also been posted to the Reddit. So all the games right here. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. Cool. Thank you. Bye.